Good day everyone, this is Tryce and welcome back. Before we start this video, I want to give a big shout out to Kibby. In case you don't know, Kibby is a talented artist who made my new banner and a good friend of mine. Her work is amazing and it is gratifying to see the channel's image improve thanks to her help. Thanks Kibby, you're the best. Speaking of gratification, Final Fantasy XIV isn't a stranger to the concept of rewarding its players for what they have achieved. Take for instance the title system. It's a simple way for a player to display a selected title and add it to their name, thus allowing them to show off to other players what they seemingly have accomplished. In this regard though, some titles are much harder to obtain than others, and as such carry with them some sort of prestige. Today, we're not just taking a look at some of the hard titles to obtain. Ooh no! We are going to look at the 10 hardest title to get in Final Fantasy XIV. Casual players and faint of heart, you've been warned. So starting with our number 10, we have every single Master Crafter titles. Now I know what you guys might be saying, oh Tryce, this is supposed to be a top 10 and you're already including 8 titles at number 10. What the hell, man? Why you do this? It doesn't make sense. And I have to agree with you, it doesn't make sense for me to pick 8 titles to be the number 10 title, but the thing is I couldn't exactly decide on which crafter deserved more praise than the others, so having a Master Crafter title in any of the crafting class is enough in my book to be considered the top 10 hardest title. Well, the reason why it's so hard again is that to obtain it, you need to craft 10,000 high quality items. Really, it's not how difficult it is for you to do the things that it asks. It's how long and how tedious it is simply to grind it. And I have to say, to become a Master Crafter basically asks you to be, well, grinding. It's a tedious job, but it's a well-deserving one that honestly simply shows that you have mastered your craft, or it's either that or that you've just been spamming like a very, very low item 10,000 times. Which in itself is deserves some sort of praise, I guess? Yeah, it kind of does, but alright, let's go with something maybe a bit more, let's go with something with a bit more class. Our number 9 title is promptly named The Insatiable, which you obtain by completing the Arm to Teeth achievement, which consists of collecting the 10 relic weapons from a Relic Reborn questline. On the surface it might not seem that hard, well, granted, it's not that hard, just questing and grinding, right? Well, yes, but you also have to take into account that you need to be at least level 50 with Paladin, Monk, Dragoon, White Mage, Black Mage, Scholar, Summoner, Warrior, and Bard. Given Scholar and Summoner basically share the same class being Arcanist, but you still have to get them all up, which is in itself an ordeal. Understood? Nice. Next. In our number 8 spot, we have a tie between Zoe's best friend and Nahago's best friend. The two are basically the same thing, except one is in Heavensward, the other is in Stormblood, where you have to make 150 deliveries to the designated NPC. Now, in case you don't know, you can only do 6 deliveries per week with each of them. And by doing a quick couple of maths, that would bring us to about 25 weeks of non-stop doing your deliveries to both Zoe's and Nahago's. And I'm no relationship expert, but 25 weeks to become the best friend of a cat girl is pretty good. At the number 7 of our list, we have The Fortunate, a title that you obtain by doing something as simple as clearing 10,000 different fates. Granted, you can repeat the same fate over and it will count twice, but you still have to do 10,000 fates. Let that sink in. 10,000 fates. So 10,000? That's a lot of Zodiac weapon. Yeah, just put it all there. All the Zodiac weapons. 10,000 fates. That's a lot of time that you'll be spending just doing fates. But the title, The Fortunate, is, well, unfortunately pretty long to get. Moving now to number 6, we have the Wings of Fire title, which you obtain by completing, or should I say, win 1,000 matches of Rival Wings. So, let's start by dissecting this one. 1,000 victories in Rival Wings. First of all, that means you have to wait at least 1,000 waiting queues. So let's say you're solo, that's about 30 minutes per queue before getting into a match, and then the match takes about 15 minutes each time. And that's assuming you're winning every single one of your 1,000 matches, because, at least for me, I'm not an infallible machine when it comes to PvP. I'm actually pretty crap at PvP, to be honest. So, overall, it's one of those achievements. I'm not saying it's impossible to get, but it will take a lot of time. And maybe if you have this, I don't know, this sort of like SEAL 6 team of extreme Astrologos professionals with the optimal way to win matches, this one will be taking a long time. Now that's out of the way, let's go to the next one. Moving on to number 5, we have the Honest Gillionaire title, which is excellent if you want to show the world just how much of a well-earned entrepreneur you truly are. To obtain this title, you have to have earned 10 million gills using leaves alone. Now, knowing that Stormblood leaves gives about 1.5k, and you have to get 10 million, that leaves you with quite a lot of leaves to do. Not only that, but you technically only get 6 leaves back per day, so you can't exactly just go on a mad rampage of leaves and hope to get your 10 million one day. That's just not gonna happen. So you have to earn it slowly and steadily, and using the power of mathematics, it will take about 6,666 leaves, rounded down, to actually get 10 million gills. Moving from being an innocent entrepreneur to being a bloodthirsty maniac, we go back to the Wolf's Den for number 4, which is Alpha Wolf. And to be fair, this title does sound pretty cool. The problem is, to get it, you need to have 5,000 victories in either the Feast or the Fold. And that's not as easy as it sounds now, is it? Even I have to admit that seeing someone with the Alpha Wolf title would send shivers down my spine, I'm not gonna lie. That guy clearly knows how to kill more people than I do. Now that we're done with PvP, let's go straight into some PvE. Why? Because we need to clear some Omega Delta Escape Savage 4. Why? Because we want to go and get the Legend title, which you obtain by clearing the Binding Coils of Bahamut Ultimate. It's not that complicated, you know? All you have to do is kill Bahamut Ultimate. Yeah, it's just that, you know? Just kill Bahamut. Easy. I'm actually pondering why I even put this one on the list. Let me just make some real quick research here. Right. How many people did clear Bahamut? Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's an elitist thing. Moving on. Alright, moving on to number 2 now, we have...
What the hell, Tryce? How do you explain that? How can you do something better than fucking Bahamut? You can't have harder than Bahamut. Everyone knows the Bahamut Ultimate is the hardest thing you can do right now in Stormblood. What the hell, man? What the hell?
Well, it is pretty hard. I mean, I haven't done it myself. But there's actually harder than that, if you just take a...
What? That's impossible. Can't be harder. You don't know anything. You Tryce.
Well, if you'd let me finish, I would say the number 2 goes to the Moneybags title. Because to get it, we're gonna go to the Golden Saucer. Where else? Where else? Time to relax, right? Nope. Moneybags ask you to complete the achievement, work smarter, not harder. To obtain this achievement, you need to score 1,000,000 MGP, using the Jumbo Cacpot alone. Oh, and in case for some reason you forgot, you can only have 3 tickets of the Jumbo Cacpot per week. And the consolation prize, if you're, let's say, lucky, is about 300, and the 4th place is about 2,200 MGP. So, yet again, we are going to be using the magical powers of mathematics to see just how long we're supposed to be farming this achievement. Well, let's be optimistic and say that for some ludicrous reason, every single one of your tickets are always going to be scoring 4th place, which is nigh impossible. We're also going to be taking into account that we're never going to get 1st place because RNG hates us. Well, if you're always going to be scoring 4th place and thus getting about 2,200 MGP per ticket, mathematics would dictate that you get about 6,600 MGP per week, which is pretty good. But then again, you have to get 10 million MGP to get the achievement, which leads us to 10 million divided by 2,200 and multiplied by 3, which is 6,600, you get a whooping 151 weeks of farming 4th place tickets to get it, which, in case you're not aware of, is a bit under 3 years of doing this every week and getting constant 4th places. Now, if you're a bit like me, you're slightly nihilistic and you like to see the downside of everything. So, I have already prepared the calculations for this. So let's say you always get consolation prize and never get anything. No 4th place, no 3rd place, hell no 2nd, and like I said earlier, no 1st place. In the best, worst case, you get about 300 MGP per ticket, which is still more than what you spent to get the ticket, which is good. So with 300 tickets, 300 MGP per ticket, you get 900 MGP per week. Now, 10 million divided by 900 leads us to 1,111 weeks to get this. So yet again, to translate that into years, that's a bit more than 21 years. 21 years to get this. 21 years of going every week. Jesus. 21 weeks of being subscribed to Final, and hopefully the servers are still gonna be up when this is gonna be over, because my god, if that were not at Final Fantasy 17 by then, I do not know what's gonna happen. Oh my god, 21 years if you're not lucky. And now it comes to this. There is only one title that is harder to get than Moneybags, and that's for a very good reason. Because getting Moneybag is actually the prerequisite of getting the Eye Roller title. That's right, there's actually an achievement that asks you to already have Moneybag achieved. And High Roller requires you not only to get the Work Smarter Not Harder achievement, it also asks you to complete Winning Jockey, Always Bet on Me, Bracket Breaker, Enemy at the Gate 3, What the Funga 3, Mountains of the Gills, as well as Work Smarter Not Harder. And if you don't know what these are, we're talking about getting 1st place in 500 sanctioned race, winning 100 tournament matches of Triple Triad, winning 1,000 Triple Triad matches, completing 1,000 gates, successfully doing 10 times the Where the Wind Blows gate, as well as getting 1 million MGP using the mini Cacpot only. Yes, this one is less hard to do than Work Smarter Not Harder, but the accumulation of them all, that is insane. No one can possibly have this already. I cannot envision how it is even possible for anyone to have gotten this achievement right now. Oh god, my this makes no sense. How could Square even come up with such a title? This is the biggest tease I've ever seen in a video game. That is it. High Roller is the hardest title to get. Period. Alright, well with that, there you have it. My 10 hardest title to get in Final Fantasy XIV. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you know anyone that already has those titles? If you do, please leave a comment telling me how bad I am at making those top 10s, and I will be seeing you in 2018. See you later.